if they're able to take advantage of this exclusive, it's almost like an exclusive negotiating window for some people out, but their exclusive Big Ten window. What is up, everybody? It is Jake with Master of Football, back at it again. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to be up to date on all things college football, pro football, Madden, EA college football, anything related to American football, hit the red subscribe button. You'll not be disappointed. Hit the like button too. Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, guys, I have been gone for a little bit here, and I'm letting you know right now in the next couple weeks here, I am going to be intermittent at best in my availability. However, I am still going to be trying to get out as many videos as possible. This last week of college football was pretty fun. My boys, Boise State, went out there and missing a lot of guys in the secondary. Played a tough and scrappy North Texas team. Came out with the win in the Frisco Bowl. A couple other crazy things. Frank Gore's son had a gajillion fulfilling yards. We also saw Jackson State lose their last game against North Carolina Central for our dear friend Deion Sanders. He is going over to Colorado now. However, I want to talk about LA because LA is winning big right now, and especially in the college football ranks. Let's go and check that out. So boom, here we are, Friday, December 30th. The UCLA is playing in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, and then on January 2nd, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic is USC versus Tulane. So those games they're not winning those games. They haven't even played those games. However, I want to talk about something because in multiple different ways, you can see how this is progressing across college football here. That especially with realignment and especially with NIL and especially with the transfer portal, LA is just something different right now. We first go to the good decision by the UC Regents to approve UCLA's move to the Big Ten. So by far, the biggest news in LA, and especially not necessarily for USC. USC would have been fine in this instance, but for UCLA, UC Regents approve UCLA's Big Ten move, include conditions. Now, the conditions are hilarious. There's like this tax that UCLA has to pay to UC Berkeley, which is adorable and all. And people, I'm telling you, they do not understand how bad that is going to play on social media. They're going to get roasted from it. And these very highly prestigious programs, they're not going to take too kindly to that. So this was the big one here because this opens up the floodgates for so many different situations here. I already talked about on a previous video last week, the NIL money, the exposure, the fact that the Pac-12 network sometimes isn't even available in the same metropolitan area as the team that's playing there, so you can't even watch them on TV. There's just so many different things about that. I mean, Big Ten is going to be on Fox quite a bit, so they're going to be just fine with that. But you see UCLA to the Big Ten, huge move there. UCLA, USC, if you want to play college football in LA, you're playing it in the Big Ten, which is absolutely huge for them. And you can see, again, like I said before, NIL and the transfer portal, check this out. So Arizona's all Pac-12 receiver Dorian Singer heading to USC. I am going to do a video later on about the fact that it's going to be a lot more difficult to program build with early breakouts at these lower level programs because then again, somebody comes out from Akron or Colorado State or Arizona or something like that. Arizona's a pretty decent sized program there, but they come out and they have a really good season. And, hey, man, what about a couple $1 million for NIL money to go to USC? I'm telling you, that's going to be a situation here. So you see a former Arizona wide receiver, Dorian Singer, the Pac-12's leading receiver, is set to transfer to USC, continuing a trend of top wideouts joining the Trojans. They go through a couple of things here. 6'1", 185. He joins Jordan Addison, Mario Williams, and Brendan Rice. Addison, very good route runner, very explosive. Mario Williams, explosive. Brendan Rice is a little bit bigger, but you can see the fact that that's what he really likes that. Your boy Lincoln Riley likes his agile receivers, his good route runners and things like that. He really likes those guys. He's getting another one in Dorian Singer. He had, 6 touchdowns on 66 receptions and 1,105 yards. Your boy is going to UCLA in division for now, not this coming season, or no, after this upcoming season. He's going to be a Big Ten receiver. But, man, absolutely crazy there. Again, LA is winning right now. And then I also had to bring this one up here. So, top QB prospect Dante Moore flips from Oregon to UCLA. Dante Moore, the number 3 player in the class of 2023, told ESPN that he's flipped his college commitment from UCLA to Oregon. Moore is a 6'3", 200-pound quarterback from Detroit powerhouse Martin Luther King High School. He led King to a state title earlier this month in a 4-year high school career that the starter threw 135 total touchdowns and nearly 10,000 yards. So do you think about this here? And this is kind of unique, especially with the Chip Kelly connection. He flipped from Oregon, where Chip Kelly was, over to UCLA where Chip Kelly is now. Think about that. He's going to play 1 year at UCLA. UCLA also got a transfer recently from Kent State. But I think this guy right here is going to give him a run for his money as a 5-star quarterback. So thinking about that, Dante Moore's probably like, well, I got 1 year in the Pac-12. And then Detroit, your boy's going to be playing games at Michigan. He's going to be playing games at Ohio State, things like that. He's going to be back in his home turf. And he's going to be out there in the sunshine for the most of it. So, again, UCLA, LA, USC, all connected. They are doing just fine. I'm telling you, that's a big reason why San Diego State is rumored to the Pac-12 is because they've got to get some sort of, representation in Southern California. Fresno's not exactly close to Southern California, San Jose State Bay Area, so there's only so many additions you can have. UNLV's in Las Vegas. It's close, but it's not necessarily there. So I'm telling you, man, LA, USC, UCLA, they are winning big transfers, getting into the Big Ten, quarterbacks transferring over to them, trying to play right away. They have a real shot here. And I also want to talk about UCLA because UCLA has a rare window that we're going to connect to another team here. So one team that, unfortunately, in my personal opinion, missed their window. One team was Texas A&M. So for the longest time, Southwest Conference, and then ultimately Southwest Conference because everybody was suspended and everybody was, in trouble. They ultimately went back to the Big 12 combined with the Big 8. And then from there, Texas Longhorns kind of, the Longhorn Network and this and that, there was some, I don't want to say foul play, but there was definitely stepping on toes in the conference. And a lot of people said, screw that. Nebraska, Texas A&M, Missouri, Colorado, a lot of them bolted. So with them bolting, the Missouri and Texas A&M had an opportunity, especially Texas A&M, had an opportunity to move over to the SEC. The exclusive, outlet for SEC football in Texas was Texas A&M for the longest time, not the Longhorns. So you think about that, they come over here, bam, first year, Johnny football, 11-2, do really well, win the Cotton Bowl. And then from there, 9-4, 8-5, 8-5, 8-5, 7-6, and Kevin Sutherland was fired that year. And then Jimbo Fisher comes in 9-4, 8-5, 9-1. The COVID year was short. They did a good job winning the Orange Bowl. And then 8-4, and then 5-7 this year. In my personal opinion, I think that they have missed their opportunity. What I mean by that is when they were the only exclusive option for SEC football in the state of Texas, they had an opportunity to separate themselves from Texas. They were like, listen, you want to play in the SEC, you want to play in the best conference, come over to us. They had a good opportunity to really solidify that. They've got NIL money. They've got plenty of money there. They spent $25 million on a recruiting class only to go 5-7. So, man, I don't know. Kevin Sumlin, Jimbo Fisher, head coaches, it just didn't work out the way they wanted to. They had a real opportunity. What is this year? They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 23, and 24. Man, they have... This couldn't get it done. They just couldn't get it done. How many years they had there to do that? It's just they weren't able to really separate themselves. So big issue with that. I bring that up to talk about UCLA. UCLA has a real opportunity on for itself right now in the next couple of years because remember, the Big Ten has decided USC, UCLA, they're coming in. No more expansion for now. So Kevin Warren's like, for now, we're not going to do anything. So they have a real opportunity to, USC is solid. And I think this will be a lot better comparison if it was UCLA invited by themselves in terms of the Texas A&M thing. What I'm trying to say is that Washington, Oregon, Stanford, and Cal, we're not really going to consider Stanford and Cal, but we're going to consider Washington and Oregon. Oregon, probably the second best program, I would say, or prestige program in the Pac-12 right now. And then Washington's close. They got a national championship in the 1990. So, a little over 30 years ago. So that's pretty fresh in their minds. But man, UCLA has an opportunity to really become a top flight program out west. Like I said, their comparison in this instance, their Texas is probably Oregon and Washington right now. Those two teams probably better off, better prestige programs than UCLA at this point. However, UCLA got access to the Big Ten. They flipped a guy from Oregon to UCLA. They've got a lot of things going for them: more money, more exposure, no Pac-12 network. So there's a lot of opportunity for them to separate themselves from those teams before they come in. I do suspect eventually they will come in. The Big Ten is going to be like, we're getting a little hungry here. Let's go out there and get some more schools out west, and then we'll do that. However, in that meantime, if they're able to take advantage of this exclusive, it's almost like an exclusive negotiating window for some people out, but their exclusive Big Ten window, I'll say, if they have an opportunity to do that and really rival your good friends out there at USC and go out there and be able to play and travel around the country, I think they've got a real opportunity to do well there. But whether or not they do it, I don't know. But I do know they have everything in the world that's working for them because remember, they're going to be playing games at New York, LA, Chicago, DC in a couple of years when they join the Big Ten. All the exposure in the world, all the recruits in the world, they have to just not screw it up. But like I said, LA is winning right now. All right, guys, am I being too complimentary of LA? What's your opinion right now? Get in the comments right now and let me know. Also, be sure to subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I am out.